What's up? Thursday, February 6th, 2025. Brought to you by DraftKings. This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is the key to hoisting the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and you have a shot to score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet on touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. We've touched on those promos that they got going. Unbelievable. Longest of the end zone, 5,000. Let DK cook. Bonus bets going every time.
Yeah, good.
All week. The last night they released one from the clouds. Hurts and I believe it was Hurts and Mahomes to score a touchdown.
It was
either one.
It was either to score plus 100 and Hurts is like minus 110 on his own.
Yeah, exactly.
Even money for either one?
They offered it to plus 100.
They do happy hour ones every night, so I think it's done now. But
Waste Management also, they have a prop. It seems like whole props boost pack.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you something.
Here's just
triple boost pack for the NBA.
DraftKings is like it's so far ahead, better than every other place. It's just so good. All these instant TD bet matches, a boost every night, and then like I'm in Jersey. The casino gets better and better every day. It's just fun. There's fun shit on there. They obviously get the blackjack. You got the rocket, but like they got everything. And these boosts. Even last night I did a no sweat college basketball parlay.
Right.
You just get a free a bonus bet, right?
What is the opt-in minimum for the longest end zone? Can you click that real quick? $5, right? So every Super Bowl party, if you have people only casually bet, every person at the Super Bowl party should be opting in for the $5 to get the long. You're like, here's how it works. Just pick the long. It's very simple to explain.
Yeah.
It's not like we get in depth of the Super Bowl. Hey, there's closing line value, and we look at like stats, and maybe we get in our own heads too much. If you're at a Super Bowl party and you tell somebody, hey, here's how it works. They're giving $5 million prize pool to the longest touchdown as long as you have the guy with the longest touchdown. Wouldn't you just take a shot for the $5?
Yeah,
sign up, quick deposit.
Are you going to a Super Bowl party?
I just got the text last night, hey, come by somebody's house.
Okay, so
I got
whose house? Drop the address.
Yeah, drop the address.
Duke,
1801 Ocean Avenue, Omaha, New Jersey.
I know where Duke should be going.
I very much
be.
contemplated it.
But you're not. But it's fine. I wouldn't either.
I'm not actually, but
you should at one time.
I did pause and I was like, that would be great content.
One year we should go to Lenny's.
Oh, yeah.
I got invited to
What
Lenny's.
is that? Is that Phil's regular place?
My friend Lenny's
Lenny's
house.
got a great spread.
Oh, Lenny's house? I thought it was a restaurant.
No, dude, you thought Lenny's was a restaurant this guy?
No. Bosco's not far. There is a restaurant in Howard Beach called Lenny's, so there's
but
not related,
we found out Meek Phil went to 2 restaurants last year.
You've
think he's
been
going
there? How do you
I've never
know?
been. No, you don't remember you don't remember anything on the show, but we fucking talk about Lenny remember the spread he had last year?
I talk about Lenny constantly.
Ev talks about Lenny on the show all the time.
I think last year was the free throw stream, so I was not here post Super Bowl.
No. You've been here for the whole year. We talk about Lenny.
All right. I don't remember Lenny.
Yeah, you're invited.
Recurring figure on the
I
show.
don't remember Lenny.
I have a couple.
What's friend Lenny?
I want to start here. Me and Ev were at the game last night.
We're not
Seton
talking
Hall,
this.
Butler. We are taking 30 minutes of calls, breaking it down. The 30 calls that we get will be more than the people in attendance.
I was I had it on.
We can't do calls today.
Okay, buddy. I was making a joke.
Okay, Howard Stern.
Well, Howard Stern doesn't make jokes anymore. I don't know if you follow that. But yeah, we'll literally talk about it for a minute. It was hard. Listen, this guy right here, he's a good friend because it's like, hey, you want to come now? Obviously, you have a hook. We got some food before the game, and we got great seats. But it was a tough watch. It's a tough.
I think I honestly
Sad in there.
and I love our hook. Great guy. I think the homeless guy on the street could have had a hook to that game.
Bro, there was not
could've.
one student from Seton Hall. Usually they fill the end zone or the baseline.
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather go to that game or go to the bar on Thursday as a college kid?
I'd rather go, Thursday.
1,000%.
Yeah,
It's not even fun to go drink at that game. Actually, they're so bad it might be fun to go now.
Well, we saw
It was sad in there.
saw a guy asleep at halftime.
Oh my God! I wish I had a picture of him. There was some guy where we walk in the tunnel, like the little lounge thing, like at halftime. There was a guy, big guy like me, belly, legitimately like this.
Dude, out. I think he was out from the start of the game.
Slumped. Absolutely slumped at halftime. It's like 7:15.
Yeah, it was
unbelievable.
It was an entertaining game, but it's credit.
But no, it wasn't entertaining.
No,
It was an entertaining game because we made
It was 40.
we made it entertaining. We had a lot of combos.
Yourselves,
A lot
yeah.
of combos.
It was 48-20 at halftime.
Yeah, no, it was hard.
And then Butler still won the second half by
they
2.
won. They won 84-54.
I was
Crazy.
because YouTube TV has the quad thing.
Yeah.
Like it was, I had Duke, I had the Oregon game and that game, and I was like, I was more inclined. Duke was winning. Like they
killed them.
Syracuse is just no chance, which is really sad. Honestly, it's sad to see Syracuse not be good, especially when they play in a stadium like that.
I think that's a little bit of like the chicken and the egg. I don't know if Syracuse knows how to be good without Boeheim, and Boeheim wasn't the best of the. He did have a million wins, but Syracuse was even then. There were years where it was like Syracuse is always on the bubble and they make a run.
Well, no, they were always mid.
Yeah, they were always mid. They were never a powerhouse. So like, is Syracuse going? What is Syracuse moving forward? That's the
I don't
question.
think Duke has ever been a -17 favorite at Syracuse. Like that's where it's coming. Like that's a problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they booted the NIL guy too.
Yeah.
That was apparently
Weitzman.
that apparently was a big thing.
I mean, that was everything. That guy's he was bringing Brady. He was bringing like Pete Davidson to games.
Yeah.
He brought Hubs to a game.
Yeah. All right, that kind of covers college, but for now anyway.
I mean, can we do a little Super Bowl party? What do you guys? What do you like for Super Bowl parties? Because J.J. Watt was talking about this one time too. He's like, I don't want you talking to me about your kids today. I don't want. Just let me watch the game today.
I've said that a million times. Yeah, there's also for a couple of years now it's way more mainstream. So like the discussion gets shot down very quickly, but for years it was one of those things where people would go, "Hey, did you know you could bet on this? Did you know you could bet on coin toss?" It's like, yeah, man.
At least now it's not too much.
It's
because
very
of that.
mainstream that people.
Like
at least,
it depends on what I like. Sometimes I don't even like when people are telling me every single bet of theirs, but also it is kind of fun sometimes. You have a fun one. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I
But
like when it's someone random.
I only like being
When
at.
it's someone random.
When someone random
Yes.
texts you and they're like, "Oh, Dukes produces a gambling show. This guy's an expert. Like, do you like this bet,
Yep.
buddy? You tell me any bet and you ask me if you like it. I'm gonna say I love it."
And I'm going to take it too. I also decided yesterday I'm taking Saquon every quarter.
Okay.
Every quarter touchdown.
And it's not a parlay, so like if you hit I did the math. If you hit one,
You're like at least
Minimum plus 0.2.
the worst you can do if he hits one
Plus
is
0.2 units.
yeah.
The worst you can do overall is -4.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
there's 0% chance he's not. Well, actually, that's not true because you could also bet 5 and bet plus 155 nose to touchdown, but I don't want to do that.
I mean, you also could just get injured too.
Yeah, but even if you bet no touchdown, you'd still lose all 4 quarters, win that one. So you wouldn't be -4, you'd be minus 2.5.
Yeah. So technically you could do -2 point, but I'm not doing that one. I'm only doing 4, so I could be -4.
Yeah.
But you like Saquon Barkley's gonna score a
I think
touchdown.
he scores in 2 quarters.
I think he scores in
really
every
do.
one, and
He
I'm
scores in 2.
I'm the smartest guy in the world.
Crazy.
Imagine he scored in every quarter.
Yeah, but you're gonna get those. You're gonna get those little payouts when you could have bet him 3 TDs at 60-1, I think it is, or 30-1.
Yeah, but he's not gonna do 4.
Yeah, that's what
I'm hoping he does the 3rd and 4th quarter. He scores a touchdown.
Yeah. All right. The NBA is fucking stealing the headlines again. You know,
Yeah,
we'll
it's
get into the
great.
Super Bowl. I think today we'll do receiving props.
Yeah.
Different things like that. But Jimmy Butler on the move from Miami to Golden State.
Yeah.
Miami gets Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, top 10 protected 2025 first rounder, which should be middle of the pack towards the bottom, and PJ Tucker from the Jazz, I think, and then the Jazz get Schroeder.
And then PJ Tucker just got shipped off for Davion Mitchell today. And
Okay.
So the way that CBA works is like Jimmy Butler trade had to be like a 5-team trade just because the way the salaries worked. It's like impossible for 2 teams to do it like a trade like that.
Right, so they figure out.
Yeah.
The thing I wonder in those situations, why do the teams who are 3, 4, and 5 not hold the other ones' feet to the fire?
No,
Like you get a call, you're the Jazz or you're like the 4th team or the 5th team, as Phil is saying. Be like, Nah. Like, I know how much you want Butler.
Because they'll find another team that will
You know
accept
what I'm saying?
it.
They'll find
Okay.
it's a no-brainer for
They're
them.
all just little pieces, I guess.
Danny
for
Ainge
them-
loves getting second
for
round
like,
picks.
them, it's like
It was
you're-
a good thought. It was a
For
good
them,
thought.
it's like you're getting a call basically saying, "Hey, like,
Was it a good thought?
I don't know if that was a
Wasn't
good thought.
I think we all
We
understood
debunked
it.
you. It was a fine thought, but
was
we
no.
debunked you in like 2 seconds, and then you said good thought.
I think
You
it was a
can't
th-
give
it was a-
yourself a
no.
good thought.
Dude, it is a good thought to try to get the most out of what you can.
If Marty said, "Wow, that was a good thought," Rico, I'd be like, "Man, it wasn't a bad thought." But the fact that you like had like an okay thought, and you're like, "That was a good one."
I went full Family
just a
Feud. I went full Family Feud. I gave it. There's a 2-second silence, and I went good answer on myself.
No, yours was just a thought. It wasn't a good thought.
By the way, lightning,
I had that thought
lightning
before, by
bolt.
the way.
How many people are on the cast of Family Feud? We should go, even though we're not a family. We got to figure out the loopholes.
Great.
Imagine Phil and Clemmer scream, or six. Phil and Clemmer
oh my
screaming
God.
at each other
Oh, I'd love that.
for Family Feud.
We should do Family Feud here.
Yeah, we should.
All right, my idea.
Fun with it.
Dukes is Family Feud.
Duke's family questions.
I'm in.
I just picture Dukes in just like a skin Scully and a mustache, like hosting, and just having just staring aimlessly when some guy just says tits.
Were you guys? Did your heart sink a little bit, like when you just saw Knicks at one point from Shams? Like when
Yes.
I first saw just Knicks, I was like, oh, what's like not even sank, like excited or what, like. But then obviously you read in 2 seconds it was Jericho.
No, I knew it was like a known thing they were getting rid
Yeah.
of Sims, so I wasn't. Really
I'm just saying you saw Knicks. I didn't.
I just
What do
didn't.
you mean?
I
How
don't
did you
expect
say-
them to
wait,
make
wait,
any sort of.
You have to
How do you
panic
mean
anytime
you
it's
say
Knicks.
no?
Because
what do you mean?
I'm pretty positive like the Knicks starting five was never getting broken up, and like the only like
Yeah, I'm sure Luka Doncic didn't think he was getting broken up.
I mean, no,
I'm saying
I-
this is a totally different trade deadline where it's like you think you know something and you really don't.
Sure. I mean, obviously crazy shit's happened, but I agree with Meek. Like, I just was not expecting him to make any sort of
Yeah.
like needle moving move.
Yeah, that's different. That's
I
fine.
wasn't expecting
Like,
Jericho
like you
Sims
said,
to get a
our
breaking draft.
starting five is like pretty. I don't expect any of them to go anywhere.
Again, you never know.
You do
guess.
never know, but I would have been very surprised if they broke up a starting five like after half a season.
That's been playing well
Any
together.
other year, I would have been agreeing with you guys. It's just like
Because I didn't think even like we talked about in the group chat, like I didn't think they were about to make some like OG and Bridges for Durant.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they were into anything like that. I said I wouldn't.
good.
I think it'd be a
I wouldn't
horrible
want
move for the
that.
Knicks.
I would have loved it.
Yeah, I like what the
Awful
Knicks.
move for
I
the
like what the
Knicks
Knicks are
when they've
doing.
done
They went and
something.
got,
Knicks are
they went
obviously-
and got free agents that fit the pieces, but they're building. They're not mortgaging the future for the one guy that's the aging.
Well,
Like they are the future. Like
That's the-
their whole
that's the-
team is like
what?
the
They
future.
did mortgage their future for these guys.
Yeah, we have no
They're
picks
5
left.
first-round picks.
But again, we went over and then we
Yeah,
have
no,
picks.
no. All right,
I
you
understand,
didn't, no,
but
you didn't let me finish that whole sentence. Mortgaging the future for the one aging superstar
Yes.
that is the trendy
Yes.
Photoshop guy.
Yeah.
Like, so for a million years, and you asked me, like in 2007, I still say it. He's the best fucking natural scorer that will ever play in the game of basketball. Is Kevin Durant. Was born to score. You tell me like years ago, oh, what a dream! Imagine Durant with the Knicks. After a while, that you can't do that. You know, like you have to know when it's not time.
Listen, it's not
to
the
cash
right
in
time
on that like
to
dream.
do it for them, but like Kevin Durant's still averaging 35 points.
Of course, of
Where
course.
it's like he's still. I don't think I think the Knicks are so good right now. There's obviously
Yeah, but
no
you don't
reason.
mortgage something that's working for that.
No,
Yeah.
100%. The Knicks are they don't need more fans.
Right.
They don't need people to come to games.
It's been bad for
Durant,
25 years. They sell the place.
and they
out.
sell a place out. So I get that, but like Durant saying he didn't want to go to the Warriors was interesting. I kind of liked it that he said that, where it wasn't like I want to go back to like because then that would be a pain in the ass for him. I feel like I wish it happened.
Well, you know why you didn't want to go back, right? Draymond. Like, he doesn't want to play with Draymond anymore.
Yeah, it's weird that the Warriors are holding are so loyal to Draymond when he was great for them. I see it both sides. He was great for them, but he's also a fucking asshole.
Yeah, what are they supposed to do though? He's won 4 championships.
Yeah, it cost them one
He's
too
your
when he got
defensive
thrown
anchor.
out.
Like,
Cost them one when he got thrown
Listen,
out.
I don't care what anyone says. Jimmy's going to help them. Jimmy and Steph is going to help.
Yeah, so I was asking Ev,
think
like,
it's-
how does it fit more? Because again, like I'm openly watch the Knicks on Friday nights a lot, or watch the Knicks when college is slower for sure. Definitely watch the Knicks, but like not tuned into the NBA ins and outs. Like openly say that. So I was wondering, I was like to Ev, I was like, how's this going to work with these two guards? And you kind of had a fit that one is offensive minded and one is a little bit hard nosed, and it's gonna work basically.
Yeah, I mean, he's also like I think they complement each other well. And Butler's more like almost more like a 3. Like he's like a 2-3. Like he kind of play. I think in this lineup he's gonna play the 3. No, I think I think he's gonna fit well. I think he's defensive minded guy. Like that's always. I mean, when they were at their best, like obviously Clay was always a shooter too, but he was a defender. Steph never was. I think putting him like as a 2-3, like can defend. He's gonna play hard. I think it's gonna work. I think it's at least gonna work early. It's been tough to like. I was a Jimmy Butler guy from like day one, and just have been like such a fan of his, and it's been kind of annoying to watch him go from like this like grinder who kind of was like this like not the same like almost like a Kawhi trajectory where like wasn't a shooter, like was just like a hard nosed physical guy that like elevated his game to like a legit scorer, like number one option, like team that's been the finals and stuff like that. And then watch him kind of become like this diva element of it too that I don't think he was like 10 years ago. But he still's a great player though.
There's also like, obviously he's a little diva, right? But there is two sides to the story that we don't know. Like we don't know what's going on.
They didn't want to pay him. I mean, that was part of it.
And that's also like you're Jimmy Butler, who's been very good for them. Like he took an 8 seed to a fucking championship even though he got hurt. Like, I don't know. I think there is things that we don't know what's going on in an organization. Then the organization has more power to kind of throw out things there. I'm sure he was being a little bit of a diva as well. Like I'm not defending Jimmy Butler.
I also just think he's probably like a little bit of a like a kind of a guy. He's so like rough that I think after every place he goes, like they like him, and then like a year or two in, they're like.
But in a place now,
over it.
I think that this is not a bad place for him because he's not the man here. Which is good for him, I think. I think when he's not the man, he's not going to have all the power. Steph Curry literally can do whatever he wants on that team. I think he can kind of put him in his place a little bit and like just try and work with him, or it could blow up so badly.
Well, it's how much he falls in line, how much Jimmy like kind of falls in line. But I mean, he signed.
They still need somebody else.
Who, the Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're saying for like this year?
Well, that's what they're trying to do.
I don't think they have another move in them. Like I don't think they.
I don't know who else they could trade.
They're
Kuminga?
still talking about Vucevic.
Yeah, I guess they could do that.
I think it would cost like Kevon Looney, Gary Payton II, and I don't even know what picks they have left, honestly.
I want them to get everybody.
I mean, I'll be honest, Vucevic isn't really worth picks anyway.
I want them to get everybody.
Me too.
Yeah,
I want them to get literally LeBron and Luka now.
Because I just don't know how much Vucevic
Get
really
Jaylen
like.
Brown. He's got to be on the market.
We're talking about trades. Like Mark Williams is a budding star, and the Lakers
We're
got
getting
him.
there, Phil.
Bro,
Stop moving.
That motherfucker averages 15 and 9.
Yeah,
Mark
crazy.
Williams is good.
I knew he was good at Duke. I remember watching him a
Wasn't
lot.
this good. He was good. He wasn't this good, and it pisses me off when they get better in the NBA. I know that's what happens, but it's still.
Who
Like
was on
Jalen
his
Johnson?
Duke team? Who was the
What did
dominant?
Dukes just say?
I don't know what he
I
said.
said like Jalen Johnson.
Scumbag.
Who was Duke's dominant players on that team with Mark Williams?
I think it was Paulo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So
yeah.
he's not going to get the shots. I knew it was somebody big. I just brain dead.
Mark Williams wasn't even a one and done, right?
No.
Sophomore.
Yeah, I
I've
think
never
he
heard
was
it
too.
referred to that. Sophomore and done.
Yeah, I think he's a sophomore. No, he's been great for that team. Like, that is a guy I didn't expect the Lakers to go for. I thought they would get some, like a backup somewhere or, like, someone that's... Mark Williams is very fucking good. That is that's a scary team, the Lakers. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Luke, he kind of fits that like Gafford, like lively mold, kind of like better even though.
He's better. He's definitely... I think he's better. He's a great rim protector.
Well, that's the thing. The stuff I was doing some like dive on it. They say he's not a great rim protector for how big he is. Great offensively, not a good rim protector like analytics wise. I was pretty surprised to see that.
But I will say...
I wonder like
also
like
know-
on the Hornets, like kind of how.
Hornets is like when you play for a different team like that. Also, you're probably like you also have 12 wins, and you like might be. Some people get like more juice to them now when they get to another team like, especially when you're going to the Lakers like this.
I mean, it was one of those where like I think if I was the Lakers, I would make the move. It's kind of like a big swing because he had injury stuff too, so like you hope that works out. But I mean, he's a young ascending big man. Like I said, I would do the move.
They didn't give up anyone either. Like they gave up Dalton Connect, I know, but like
Actually, that's what I'm saying. They gave pretty good player.
Dalton Connect's
Poor Dalton Connect.
He's 8 months older than Mark Williams, by the way.
Crazy.
But poor, like getting traded in the first year you get drafted to the team is brutal.
And just the Lakers with
And like
LeBron.
you weren't playing bad either. It was just like that's the problem when you're like a good piece. Like that's a good piece for the future for the Hornets.
No doubt.
I mean, Mark
I like
Williams
him. I think he's a
also
good
was
player.
as well. So it's like
But I know what they've done a good job like accumulating picks, which is what the Hornets need to do right now.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of picks in the
Listen,
next like few years.
He had what a trade deadline the Lakers had. That's unbelievable what they
They
did.
had the picks left because they gave up one for Luka. So they still had the draft capital left after that to get
Yeah.
a big guy.
Crazy.
Yeah. We would also agree that this is the Warriors 2.0, right?
yeah,
The first version of, you get, like, I think the Patriots dynasty had that. I think maybe, it's very hard to say, but, like, if the Chiefs go maybe 1 year without winning or 2 years without winning.
I think it'd be a little different.
I'm just saying,
This,
the
this,
Chiefs,
like a post Clay like
Right, it's
this is
2.0.
a total like
It would be like, if they had another dynasty, which the Patriots did.
Right. Yeah, the Patriots had
You'd have Tom Brady, and then
Patriots
you'd have
had
a whole
three.
different.
Yeah, they had
core.
three full chapters through Brady. First dynasty, the dead period, which I still find the most fascinating.
Are we having deja vu?
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, but we're comparing
And
it to
then
the
the second
Warriors.
dynasty.
Comparing it to
fits
the
in.
Warriors.
Yeah,
like,
but the Warriors.
Recap. It's like if you skip class yesterday, it's gonna be on the test. We'll cover
no,
that.
I
point.
don't think it's crazy. It's the same thing we talked about yesterday, but in a totally different argument.
Right.
It's not really an argument. I feel like that's what it is.
You don't think the Chiefs could have a 2.0
They
down
can't-
the road?
They
the
can
Chiefs,
though, get Kyle Pitts.
They're still just in like one right now.
I know. That's where it's crazy.
They'll
to
get-
say,
thing where it's like they can't. They have to.
It might just be one big one actually. With
could,
the
I
Chiefs.
mean,
go three. They have to go 3 years without.
Yeah,
winning,
it might just be
then
the Chiefs.
start
It
again.
might just be the Chiefs are one big.
If they don't
the
win
Cowboys,
next year, then win again.
The
it's like-
Cowboys were a dynasty for a very short period of time, so the Chiefs might just be the longest dynasty in NFL history. Just one spot though, you know what I mean? They landed on the map and on the moon, and that was it.
Yeah, I really don't see them. I don't understand how they'll slow down.
I don't understand how anyone who like wants to win wouldn't go there. Like I know there's a lot of guys who
Money.
are money motivated. Yeah, I know, but like
But they get
If you're
money
on the
after they
fringe-
leave. They go
That
in
too,
for
they go
1
to the
year.
rehab program.
What did Juju get?
I mean, he's like a vet minimum. He's like,
yeah.
No, what did he get when he left?
Like 333 or something like that.
There you go. He went when he goes there, you get $3 million, guess what happens? You go back.
it's literally it's legitimately what the Patriots.
That
used
was
to
more
do.
just because the Patriots are stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid.
They could have given Myers 3 for 33, who was already on their team.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was dumb.
but I don't know. I think that the Chiefs have they can make 0 moves. What do they get next year? They get Rashee Rice back.
Jesus Christ.
Like they and he's it'll be his second year he plays.
24.
I know.
If that.
He was the number 1 receiver last year. Like people forget about him. I know.
Guess what? They'll
Good for him not good for him because he got into some trouble and everyone has now forgotten about
also just have a draft pick.
How many years is
Yeah.
Mahomes
They'll just
signed?
hit on again
that. Yeah.
How many years is Mahomes signed through?
forever.
Yeah.
Like forget. Don't even like forever.
Oh, I know, but I was
He owns the Royals. He's there for a while.
Forever.
I was gonna say.
Well, I mean,
Forever.
that doesn't mean everything. I mean, Myles Garrett's a minority owner of the Cavs, and he wanted out.
But like, if Mahomes really wanted,
Myles Garrett and Mahomes are the same.
One's the best offensive player in the league, and the other one could be the best defensive player. So maybe.
No,
Oh.
not even close. Actually,
I was just trying. No, it was a good thought.
I was gonna say I thought like if Mahomes really wanted to be a psychopath, he'd restructure for less to allow more people to come in because he just wants to win them all. You know what I mean? Like you could spend on wide receivers.
He's gonna do that.
He's gonna do it
So
again.
they all do it. It's the no-brainer. Like
Yeah.
because once the signing bonus and all that, like the guaranteed money's up, if they know they're not cutting you, they might as well just give you the money and then just free up cap space.
Right.
Like if they know for a fact, Leonard Williams just did it. Like with the Seahawks, like if they know you're gonna be on the team, like why not just say, hey, like take it and then
Yeah.
we have money to spend on free agents.
Yeah.
and that's almost like, and especially now, like what's so different in sports this year, right? Mahomes can make $0 in the NFL, and he'll be one of the richest guys there are. And that's where it's like it's Ohtani. That's the reason why the Dodgers can do all this because they deferred all of that because he can make money now. Like it's such a weird dynamic where it's like most people want all the money they can get then, And he's just like, yeah, I'll take $10 million less next year and fucking let's go get somebody.
Right.
And then win another championship and he'll make more money somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
It is crazy. All right. So the Warriors get better. They're also like 4 games out of the 6 as well, or something like that in the loss column.
This is a line in the sand, by the way, for the show. I think Jimmy Butler officially makes a line in the sand.
Yeah, no doubt. They got to make
like
the playoffs.
Clemmer can say he's right or we say we're right.
They
made a move.
We need them in the playoffs.
They made their
We need
move.
them in the offs.
This is line in the sand on who was right, who was wrong. Watch Steph get injured and he can be like, I told you.
Yeah, that's
too
the
old.
thing. That's
He's
what
too
it is.
old. He can't. This is what I was saying. He can't play. The man cannot play the game of basketball. Just watch that. That was hilarious.
The Lakers get Mark Williams, 15-9. The Hornets get Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, and a 2031 unprotected first. Well, obviously, what jumps out to me, obviously Mark Williams' numbers, which I didn't know. I'll be honest. He's a great inside presence for them, or young too as well. But they jump ship on Dalton Connect that quick, which is very interesting. Didn't even make it through his rookie season, right? He was in the tournament last year. Yeah, rookie season.
That just shows that we're doing it all for now.
Right. Yeah, which is a dangerous thing because I get it. You have to play for now if you have LeBron. You have to.
Well, I don't think they planned on it. I think they just
What's
it
weird?
fell in their lap with Luka. He's like, all right, well,
what's very weird for the Lakers is that they're playing for now with LeBron, but also set themselves up real nice for their future with Luka. They got a little bit of both. It's like unheard of. I think that's where the outrage of the trade, of why so many people were mad about that. But the other thing that jumps out, it's a very small story, but Cam Reddish has bounced around a lot already for a young guy.
Yeah.
You kind of see that.
In this trade, he's like a non-thought. Like he's like a salary throw-in.
Yeah.
He's nobody.
It did jump out to me that Cam Reddish is in another trade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean that's what he is.
Again, for a very NBA casual, we've now seen Cam Reddish already go in 3 different teams.
He's just like a body that makes a few million a year that you can just toss in.
I think there's guys like that. You're just a guy that gets moved.
He's living off his high school ranking pretty much.
Yeah. There's guys that get moved a ton and play for a ton of teams in the NBA, and that's the way it goes.
I think Reddish is good.
I think he's awful at basketball.
And that's it. He's awful at basketball.
He's 25 years old, and he has shown 0 signs of ever being good at the sport in both the NBA and college.
Good at the sport, and he's in the NBA. Got it.
I mean, he was not good in college.
He had that one game.
I understand. I fucking want to lose my mind because he missed every 3.
He averages 3 points a game.
All he had to do was be the knockdown guy. Zion gets to the rack.
RJ Barrett gets to the rack.
RJ Barrett gets to the rack.
A knockdown guy that shoots 32% from 3 in his career so far.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's very bad.
That's what Bama shoots every night.
Yeah.
No, we're not below the average. We're not shooting great. But
Phil had to tell me that's bad.
I mean, you're on your 5th NBA team and you're 25 years old. That's pretty bad.
Is it really his 5th team?
Yeah. He was 3 years with the Hawks, 2 years with the Knicks, 2 years with the Lakers, 1 year at Well, it was like half a season with Portland.
Jesus.
But yeah, 5th team.
So the West is interesting, right? Where there is 3 teams that are 25 and 25. They're 9, 10, and 11 seed. And then you have Minnesota that's I can't figure out Minnesota. Are you scared of Minnesota? Is anyone scared of Minnesota? I don't think so. They got worse from that trade. That's just, I feel like we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Clippers are interesting. I have the future on them and I have a future on the Lakers. But the Lakers are already 29 and 19 without all of this. They're a completely new team.
That record again?
29 and 19.
10 games above 500 without Luka.
Yeah.
To a degree.
They had AD.
Yeah, okay.
But but I'm saying with a new team at 29 and 19, and we all agree they are better than they were, I think.
Right.
Especially right now, I think they were better than I don't think crazy better. I think they slightly got better.
Just a note on where they are in the standings. They are currently tied with the Nuggets in the loss column. They're a game back from the Rockets in the loss column. Only 3 back at the Grizzlies in the loss column. So
can I just ask a question?
Could get up to 2.
Phil just did what I was doing. I was literally I got to the 5th seed and he just named all the.
Apologies, Marty. I have it pulled up too. That's why. My bad.
No, that's funny. But my point was, the West is loaded. We always say the West is more loaded than the East, but like now it's like, I think if I had to go, OKC is obviously who everyone's scared of.
One.
Houston's good, but I think very beatable as a 3 seed. Like that's a 3 seed you want to play if you're a 6 seed.
Definitely.
You know.
Yeah.
Memphis is also a team that's like
I'm more scared of Memphis than I would be of Houston.
No, 100%.
Well, how high do you think the Lakers can get? Because I'm looking at the schedule.
Who I believe is
I think the
Warriors
the
tonight.
highest.
Warriors tonight, I think, is a win. Pacers Saturday
Should be a win.
should be a win. Jazz.
Doing
You didn't even blink. I was
Schedules.
trying to see how many I could go before you were like. You didn't even look up.
But you
didn't
know
even
I
look up.
love.
I was like,
I love schedules. So
I
don't-
know, but
that's
it's in the
something-
NBA. It's ridiculous.
We're
I was
doing-
prepared to go as long as you guys didn't blink.
I was about
going.
it, yeah.
I was going every game.
Yeah, once I
gonna
got
go
to
every game.
Saturday, I
through
was
the
done.
All-Star break.
Yeah, I was gonna go every. But I have entertained it. He was like,
All
yeah,
I'm saying is
should be a
I'm
win.
almost more scared of some of the lower seeds right now in the West.
Definitely.
Which is crazy, where it's like you like Clippers, the even Dallas now with
Dallas,
this
I'm
new
telling
team.
you, I really think they're going to make a run.
Yeah, my take is I think that the OKC is the best team in the NBA, and I think that they are at this point proven themselves to be better than the Celtics. I don't think they come out of the West.
And they've been playing without Chet. They're finally getting Chet back now.
I don't think they come
So
out of the West.
scary. I think they do this year. I think they're just so good. They're so loaded, and they're better than they were last year.
I agree. The way that the West is set up, though, I think every single series is going to be like a matchup, not a matchup nightmare for a team like the Thunder, but you're going to war. Like I think every game is going to go, every series will go to like a game 6, a game 7, and then you got to do that again.
I just think like what they did adding Hartenstein and Caruso, such big.
No, did you hear what I said in the beginning? I think they're the best team.
No. I just think like even last year, like the way like Luka went just like God mode and was able to like will them to a victory in that series. I just even a team like them that's going to be big, like bringing in a Hartenstein, like massive for them size wise.
There's actually a pretty cool stat about the Thunder. Have you guys heard about the Phil Jackson 40 before 20 rule? How since 1980, let me pull up the stat. Since 1980, there have been 5 teams that did not reach 40 wins before 20 losses and still won a championship. So OKC has 40 wins before their 20th loss. Cavs have that, and I think it's like a pretty interesting stat. Like if you have to win 40 games before you win 20 to win the NBA title.
How many? Give it again.
It's 5 teams since 1980 that haven't done that.
Haven't. So 1980 to 2025 gives us 45 champions.
Yes.
40 out of 45 is roughly what? 85, 90%?
Yeah. So like OKC's already like in that class already.
Okay, for this year it'd be OKC, it'd be Cleveland, and then the
Knicks
the
are
Knicks
34
are like
and 17.
Knicks are like close to doing it.
Celtics are close.
Celtics are close, and then I think the
Grizzlies and
Grizzlies are
Rockets.
close. Yeah,
That's a great way to shorten out your. I mean, it goes without saying, but like, it's usually the teams at the top of the league, but it shortens your pot of like if you were to place a future. Like you got real close last year with the Mavs, but if the Mavs weren't on that list, maybe you wouldn't have placed the future. You know what I mean?
and that's definitely where not.
You could be like, hey, they're really good.
I was just so sharp, you know.
And like for example, last year there were 4
You
teams.
were looking to buck the trend. You were going to be the 6th team. Yeah.
Last year there were 4 teams that had the Celtics, obviously the Timberwolves, Thunder, Nuggets, and obviously the Celtics kept that trend going.
Oh, before I forget, I remembered that I took this first of all wild screenshot I took of this guy's lips. They're wild.
Wild.
So we're talking about MVPs of the Super Bowl. Beginning in 2021, the NFL began fans to also vote for the game and the game MVP, which is crazy.
It's asinine.
The fan vote only counts for 20% with the media panel.
I didn't even know this.
So I didn't know that either.
I didn't know.
So now
either.
everyone's
I don't like this.
so this guy was saying 15-1 Travis Kelce because of Taylor Swift and all this like fan 20% of the fan. How does the fans vote in 20% of the MVP of the Super Bowl? Did you have any idea of this?
No, I
That's
didn't, but
absurd.
it's still such a small amount they get. Like
It's decent enough.
20%
It's-
of
I
like
mean,
if think about
Tell you what, if it comes down to 2 guys, it's enough to sway it.
I mean, maybe.
If Kelsey, I guess it's hard.
If Kelsey's over 100 yards, I know what Mahomes is going to do.
Mahomes has all those yards.
But if there's rushing touchdowns and he's the one and Kelsey's the one that has the passing touchdowns over 100 yards, like they might give it to him.
Let's say the run game's really working for the Chiefs in like a boring type thing where they're not scoring a ton of touchdowns. And Kelsey's working for a ton of passes where he gets like 11 for 130 and a touchdown.
I'm saying that's what he needs. I think he needs 11 for 30 and like 2.
And he
still might not.
The moment. He needs the moment of like
the game.
I guess my point was like if Mahomes is out of it, let's say he throws like a decent amount of completions for like 212 yards, nothing like insane. And Kelsey, but then if Kelsey would have to go off with the touchdowns, which would help Mahomes too. But let's say Mahomes is out of it. Maybe he throws 2 picks. Who knows? He's like out of it. They do enough to win, but he's out of the MVP discussion. It comes down to Kareem Hunt, who busts for like 140 and a TD, or Kelsey. I do think it's enough for the fans to sway where Kelsey could bump ahead of Kareem Hunt, who's a deserving MVP. Do
you realize the amount of things you just had to say to be like, maybe, if if Mahomes plays bad, like they're not going to win.
Dude, how many?
My point was though, if it does come down to 2 people, the fans could sway it.
You have to say it's a 20%. Point.
I think it's crazy they even that much to say.
And the fact that Dukes, how many Super Bowl MVPs did Brady have?
I think he won every single one besides one.
Okay, so that doesn't help.
Two. Edelman and Deion Branch.
Yeah, I was Edelman won. Yeah, Branch won.
Edelman was the 28-3.
That was the Atlanta one. He won.
Yeah.
Oh no! He won the Rams.
He won the Rams.
So he won the Rams. Brady won Atlanta.
Brady
he shouldn't have won Atlanta either.
Edelman won the Rams one.
James White should have.
Yeah, I agree.
James White had 3 TDs?
3 touchdowns and the walk off.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So Brady won 4 out of 6.
Yeah. 5 out of 7.
Yeah.
Well,
5 out of 7. Yeah.
5 out of 7.
That doesn't help the argument either.
No.
Where it's like Mahomes already has 3.
And the one that Edelman won, it was because it was a 13-3 game. Edelman had like 100 yards. They did nothing.
Yeah, so that's where it's like
I think Brady, he didn't even throw a touchdown pass. If he did, or he threw one. There was only one touchdown scored. I don't remember how the Patriots scored.
I think they scored on the ground.
No, let's be honest.
I know it was the Gronk.
I don't think anyone else on the Chiefs is winning it besides them two.
Right.
So it's like you might as well take
I actually think I think if you're thinking of a defensive player, I think that guy Kalafdis. How do you pronounce his last name?
George Kalafdis.
I think he could win it.
But that's where I'm saying
I think it'd be more like a Chris Jones.
I don't think there's any chance.
I was thinking more of an edge, like 3 or 4 sacks, against that Eagles front line. Like narrative wise, if you're hyping up that Eagles front guys, and you get 3 sacks against them or something, like it's not like the craziest thing.
Because I think there's a lot of bets on the punter.
But even that game script, like for a guy with 3 sacks to win MVP, I think the score would have to be like 13-10. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Which I'd be pretty surprised.
20% it's a decent chunk. That's
20% is a decent chunk, and Travis Kelce is the only other guy it's going to go to. If we're talking about the NFL, truly, unless Chris Jones has to have 5 sacks.
The only way that a receiver wins it is I think this is what you're alluding to, is when it's like you get 10+ catches.
Yeah.
And it's like
even that
it's legitimately like the quarterback could probably win it, but it's like you get voter fatigue.
Well, that's what that's why I asked about Brady, because it's like he can't, if he wins 6 Super Bowls, he can't win all 6. He might if he plays that well, but he has deserved it.
No, and the Branch one was like early on. I mean, think about
he also put up 350 yards that Super Bowl. He probably should have and could have won.
Yeah.
You say James White in that Atlanta one. Didn't Brady throw for
No, I agree. That's what I'm
400, 500 in that one?
Also down 23, so he was throwing them, but still, he was incredible. But I get both sides of that. But yeah, like Mahomes.
Brady threw for 500 in the
Eagles one. What did he throw for in the Falcons one? He had to throw for a lot.
I do.
In the Seattle one, he threw for a lot too. But I was gonna say even the Ravens one, like Jacoby Jones housed a kick for like 109 yards and caught like a fucking 60, 70-yard touchdown and still didn't win MVP.
That's a crime.
Yeah. It
takes a
466. James White had 14 receptions, 110 yards, 1 TD.
How many did he have on the ground running?
Looking. 6 for 29, 2 TDs.
Oh, so he got all those things.
So he had 130. He had 14 catches, 139 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
All purpose, yeah.
And didn't get MVP.
What was Brady's stat line?
43, 62, 466, 2 TDs, 1 interception.
Yeah, he threw a pick 6.
Yeah.
He only threw for 2 TDs?
Because James White took
James White ran in too.
Yeah.
But like that's
Threw for
also
466 yards.
Unfortunately, that's his name's James White.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not it's like Travis
There's
Kelce.
also like the quarterback led the comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
also
agree. Yeah.
Travis
You just
Kelce
controlled that field.
Travis Kelce has the name as well as it like if he does pretty well. Like, I'm just going 15-1 just because just so I'm not going to take chalk. I know it's so hard.
Do you think there should be smaller payouts for MVP runner-up? I kind of like that market. Like you would have had that, but there should be because there always is one.
Deion Branch won it when he had 11 receptions for 133.
All right, Ryan. A lot of other news too. So
there's actually some sad news to report in the NFL world. Virginia McCaskey, the owner of the Bears, has passed away at the age of 102.
damn, 102.
Oh, it's a good life.
Raptors get Brandon Ingram. Pelicans get Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, first rounder and a second rounder. Anybody kind of have a take on that?
Masai Ujiri has not been a good GM in like 5 years.
Yeah.
It's the Raptors. They're assembling a team of players that just don't fit at all. Like I don't
You should get into the front office.
I should. But, like,
RJ Barrett quickly and Brandon Ingram, like what a
we
what
didn't
a
get into
three.
like RJ, Brandon Ingram, and Scotty Barnes. Like that just does not
Yeah,
fit
Barnes.
together on a basketball court.
That feels like a Milwaukee Bucks. Like we have the Milwaukee Bucks at home.
Scotty Barnes, also a great player, horrible interview.
Oh, wow. Was that a bad interview?
We had a pull straight out of the teeth to get that one.
That was the most awkward interview I think I've ever been on in my life.
No, there was another one from a famous reporter.
No. That was the best interview.
Yeah, it was.
Are you kidding me? It took us 45 minutes to get the Zoom on. I don't think anyone even knows who he is anymore.
Guy Weiss.
Dick Weiss, Dick Hoops Weiss, legend.
Dick Hoops
I've run into him at the Final Four. He's like he's got the worst
we-
rug, nicest
We
guy.
both ran into him at
the elevator. Yeah, he was leaving early. He's like, these games start too late. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm out of here.
His eyes were like leaking,
Oh my
bro. He was
God,
like
it's unbelievable.
exhausted.
Unbelievable. All right, Ryan Day gets extended for 7 years. That's your guy. He finally won a championship. Feel like you had to extend him.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
You win national championship, you get extensions. That's how it goes.
How long does he have to, or how many years can he go before the faucet turns back on the other way? Where now you guys are putting pressure on him, you got to win another one. Or you guys get mad.
It has nothing to do with the national championship. It's one game he has to win.
See,
As of recent,
I think that's.
I
think
understand.
he could lose. I think he could lose to Michigan every year if he wins 2 more
Of
titles.
course he can.
Good.
Of
I
course
mean,
he
if
can.
Take the fucking whole. Listen, dude. It's not me because I didn't live it and I didn't camp out for tickets, and I'm not like Dave at Michigan the same way where you live, breathe, and die this rivalry. And I'm not dismantling the rivalry or downplaying the rivalry, and I know it means a lot. But bro, the game is now to win a national title, man.
But they both won
You
it.
can still lose. They both
won it.
What are the
which
champs?
is the-
What are the champs right now?
I understand, but they both have won one in the past 2 years. So it's like the rivalry is at the top of the game right now. So right now, Michigan's clinging on to that thing of beating them this year, and like it
But
doesn't
it helps
matter.
you for seed.
But
Break it down to what it is.
in real
Other
life,
than that
yes.
rivalry, it just means for seeding.
Yes,
Like
I
if you can
understand,
overcome
but
the
it's
seeding
still-
and go win a title, that game means
That's the best thing
nothing.
about sports.
That game means nothing.
It does mean something, though. That's the thing.
I'm saying
What's
yes.
the point
If
of,
you
like,
go win the yes.
what's the point of the rivalry? I get what you mean. Like I'm just playing a little devil's like, dude, Duke, UNC, people are no matter what I say, we just beat UNC by 40, and they're still bringing up that they beat Coach K. It doesn't leave, they just keep everyone clings to it. But that's the best thing about rivalry. Ohio State went out, won a national championship. They shouldn't give a fuck about it. But Michigan fans are still like, oh well, they can't beat us, so it doesn't matter. That's why this rivalry is fucking awesome. And this year, both should be good. And I'm excited to like that. The fact that I even care and I'm excited, it is good.
It's gonna be crazy this year.
Like this year, they're both like the fact that Michigan has a quarterback now. At least, like I'm excited to watch it.
You'll
They
see
need
the
to
right
find.
way.
They
And
need.
it's gonna be at Michigan, right?
Yeah.
That's why the Duke UNC game was a unbelievable moment to be at because that was the first time. And you can make a case, maybe it might be the only time they ever meet in the NCAA tournament. And they met at the Final Four, Krzyzewski's last season. Like, unbelievable moment. We got to find a way to get Ohio State and Michigan in a playoff game.
And it's
Yeah,
gonna
it'd be
happen.
great.
We got it. We
I mean,
got
it's
it.
gonna
I mean,
happen.
if they just don't lose 9 games in the season, it could happen.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically,
Like, it's not our
I'm saying
like,
any
it's not our
level.
fault. They-
Obviously,
they-
they're,
no, but
they're
they
not going to
lost
meet in the
5
quarters.
games.
They're
Yeah,
not
but
going to meet in the
they
quarters.
sucked.
But I do like a semi. Give me a semi or a
It could
a
totally
final.
happen.
Yeah,
It
but
could
what
totally
about
happen.
but what about the year? If it was 2 years ago when Michigan won it, it could have been that year.
Yeah.
like Ohio State was pretty good though. No,
No, what I mean last year. I mean, you're saying like
Michigan won.
Honestly, let's go. If you just watch the way it played out, like that, the national title game was that game.
That's what I'm saying.
We were clearly.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, we were the two best teams.
If the 12 teams happened, I think we would have got Michigan.
We probably would have.
Ohio State again, which would have been awesome.
Honestly, we were incredibly close the year before that.
Yeah.
And Michigan blew it against TCU, and then we lost a heartbreaker to Georgia. If we had both won,
I forgot about
it
that.
literally would have been an Ohio State Michigan national title game.
Yeah. It's definitely going to happen.
I think we'll play in the playoff at some point in the 12 team. It'll happen.
And also, especially that like,
as long as they get good, like we're always good. Like there's not a year we wouldn't have been in the 12 team playoff in almost a decade. Like we don't lose 5 games. Like us losing more than two is like unthinkable.
Yeah.
Where we've been the last decade. Like we're going to be in the 12 team playoff. It's just if they are, we're always there.
I want to do some math quick. I apologize.
That's never good.
Time's
Now
up.
I'm seeing a lot of decimals on that.
1.49.
1.49.
That's it's a real quick point. That's my point about college football, that for so many years, this storied sport, an unbelievable sport, fucked up their playoff system forever and didn't even have one for so many years. Right now, only 8.9% of the teams make the playoff in the sport. There's 134 teams. It used to be 2.9% when it was 4 teams, and even further than that, it used to be 1.49 when they only had 2 teams play for a championship. I guess there's a mix you need in between. So, like in the NBA, what is it? 50% of teams make the playoffs.
If you count the 10.
Yeah, 20. No, actually, it's higher than that.
More.
There's 30 teams. 20. Yeah. It's 66% of the. So, like, that's
20
crazy.
Teams have a chance to make.
And I think 8.9 is a little too low, but it just goes to show you, like, college forever, just didn't have.
I think we could all agree the BC, like the when it was just like pick 2 teams.
Horrible.
Was
with
horrible.
Computers.
4 was my favorite because there was so much conversation around it, where it was fun to when Cincinnati didn't get in. It's one of the funnest weeks there was.
Florida State.
Yeah. Sorry. When Cincinnati got in, that was a fun one as well. When Cincinnati got in, and we're when they deserved it, but we talked about that and they lost, and it's like, oh, is that right? Yeah. Then all of a sudden, FSU goes undefeated, not getting in. In what world has a team went undefeated, and not got in a playoff game?
Yeah.
Ever again. But that was fun. But now it is obviously the right thing to do is have 12 teams. Of course it is, and money wise, watching wise, it did. It's still a thing. They have a lot of issues still with it. I think they got to figure it out. But it did fucking feel long this year.
I'm telling you, it's gonna get to
a long season.
It felt long.
It's gonna get to 16.
Oh, of course,
without a doubt.
It's gonna get to 16.
I'm nervous about March Madness getting more. I don't want that. We heard it's enough.
It's coming.
I know it's coming, boy. It's enough.
It's because of those big ass fucking conferences.
I could live with 72. Where it's all 16s and all 11s playing. I could live with that at the max.
The thing that I don't mind, the reason I don't mind it is because it's just going to be more fraudy. It's not going to be more shitty teams in. It's going to be more power conference teams in.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably adding 1 or 2 teams from each conference, which I don't agree with, but that's the only give or take it's going to be.
So much.
I mean, it's just greed from the bigger conferences.
100%.
Because unless it's that, then what the other option is the big conference is going to be okay, we'll have our own tournament. Well, then you get no mid-majors, you get no stories, you get no Cinderella runs, and the whole thing fucking blows.
Right.
It's if you ask anyone in the world who has the best tournament, playoff system, it's March Madness. That's the best thing to watch.
But I also think, weirdly, on the flip side, that it doesn't necessarily crown the most deserving team.
It doesn't.
But I think
that's where it's most entertaining,
really
but worse.
Most entertaining, but worse.
Most don't, though.
Most sports don't.
Most sports.
Stanley Cup probably doesn't.
Stanley Cup definitely doesn't.
Baseball probably doesn't.
No, baseball definitely does. Obviously,
anyone with series, that's where you really, I think, crown the best.
Baseball though,
football
would you say
doesn't
the Mariners that one year?
Football is they've obviously historically the Giants have had their those runs.
Yeah, there's always.
But I still think football is just a little bit different. Obviously, football you can't play a series like that.
I mean, you could. It's just.
Okay, Meek.
You would get a lot of brain damage.
So you couldn't.
You can't play a series like that.
You could. It just wouldn't be the best product.
So you couldn't.
No, you literally can't actually.
There's not enough time in the year to play that many games.
Just please, we're doing series for football. He baited you.
NFL needs an 82-game season.
He baited you. All right. In other news, happily in New York, Pete Alonso resigns as a Met. 1 year opt out after this year.
Embarrassing.
Essentially, why is it embarrassing?
Scott Boras
for
is
Alonso, not for the
embarrassing.
Mets.
Alonso.
Alonso.
Great for the Mets.
Great for the
Great
Mets.
sign for the Mets. It also allows us the little tea leaves is, hey, if Alonso has like mediocre years, we're looking at
I have
Vladdy.
nothing to
Looking
say
at
about
Vladdy
the
in 2
Mets.
years.
You're missing. It's bad for him.
Nothing. It's bad for him. It's horrible.
Fumbled
for him.
horribly.
It's the worst fumble I've ever seen.
He turned down like $160 million contract. Like
7
a year,
years, 158.
Yeah.
a year and a half ago.
$20 million.
On a 1 year deal.
Well, all right. Yes, it's a big time fumble.
Mets did great.
But it's
Mets
also
great.
like kind of par for the course because Boris is a fucking scumbag.
Well, that's
and always thinks he's smarter than everybody in the room. Where it's like
he over does it for his guys. Thinks you're gonna get this. We're gonna hold out. Get 100. Now you're going to spring trip. Now you look.
how many years was it, Phil?
7 years, 158.
This is
but
actually like a watershed moment for the Mets.
It was-
because in every other world, the Mets signed that deal, and Alonso's aging and knee
Yes.
problems.
Bro,
and oh my
listen
God,
to
we're
this.
paying him for 7
And
years, and we're trotting him out
Rico,
there like fucking Cano. Now we have a great deal. This is like Stevie did the right thing.
One note on that offer was in the middle of the 2023 season, so it was an extension. So pretty much he turned down 6 years, like 123, which is
Right.
still a far cry from what he got. And that offer was given to him by Billy Epler. This
Okay.
is pre
All right.
Stearns and pre Boris. So
All right, but either
thing is,
way,
I just want to put those points out
But
there.
the thing
Fair.
is,
But either way, the Mets would. I'm saying in most worlds,
Yes.
the Mets get that bad deal. The black cloud sits over.
what is
Pete's an
what
idiot
is
for
this
not taking that.
I don't think he's an idiot. I think that because that's not an idiot because he's trying to prove himself, which he kind of did in a way, and then I think his agent fucked him. But what Pete Alonso went into this off season, as kind of a hero to the Mets a little bit of like the highest stock of Pete Alonso was going into this free agency, 100% of like how everyone loves him.
I think it was coming off of that 50 homer season.
But he didn't do like this.
We were
Was
saying,
play-
but it's like playoff heroics.
playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Heroics,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everyone's like every Met wants him. Every Met fan
Yeah,
wants
I'm
him.
happy we brought him back
But
because I want to
he
see him
wanted
see it
too
through.
much money. He now looks like an asshole. Boris made him look like an asshole. The way Cohen came out being like, "This is harder than Juan Soto." If he's like mediocre this year, he's just going to be gone next year, and he's got no money. Like he has to have an unbelievable season.
He's betting on himself to a degree.
No, he had to. He had to bet on himself.
Yeah, they did force
There's
his
no
hand.
choice.
They forced his hand.
Because he also could have taken. They also did offer him, I think, $80 million.
3 years, 71.
So he didn't take that either. So
Yeah.
he fucked himself in a way. He didn't
Chose
really
to bet on himself over the 371.
Yeah.
Right.
Because really, what this deal is, it's a 1 year, $30 million deal. It's a player option, $24 million next year. If he has a pulse of a season, he's not going to take that.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I hope he hits 50
So
home runs.
it's really like a 1 year, $30 million.
Then we go give Vladdy.
Yeah. If he doesn't
Hopefully.
extend.
Yeah.
I think his extension deadline, he gave the Blue Jays like a hard February, like the start of spring training pretty much, like no more extension talks after that. So it's only like a week or two left. They have
Yeah.
left to extend them.
I don't know. I want to see Pete see it through. You know what I mean? And like he's going to be hitting in a great lineup now. He's a little bit more protected. He never had that before, so we'll see. But I was happy with it.
He needs 27 home runs this year to be the all-time Mets leader in home runs.
Wow.
That
And-
would be
So sad.
Be kind of weird if he
sad.
broke
So
it.
sad. Pete Alonso's your home run leader.
Yeah.
Well, the Yankees have been around for 100 years.
If he
like-
broke it knowing
I know it's like lame to you because the Yankees have been around for 100 years, but like
Well, how long have the Mets been around?
62.
it's like 60. Like
Yeah, it's Pete Alonso's still the number one. It's
Well, the-
sad.
Well, it's gonna suck if he breaks it by like 1 or 2, and then you know he has a foot out the door as well. Like
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, that's kind of KD staying put
Yeah, I mean, they want to go to the
Definitely.
Warriors.
for now, or at
Prob-
least he's
probably.
vetoing trades left.
I just
and
don't know
right.
who else he would go to now without the Warriors.
I think he's staying put. Like,
So Suns just staying the same
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
and do nothing.
KD's got a weird career, dude.
I actually
Bunch
feel
of
bad
different
for it
teams did
almost.
win the titles. We say it all the time. Like, there's no jersey you wear when you go into the Basketball Hall of Fame. But if it was, which one would it be? Oklahoma City?
I
to
think
a
he should
degree,
wear the
or-
Thunder
or-
one still.
It
the
unfortunately
Warriors?
would have to be the Warriors.
I think he should wear the Thunder
But
one.
he should wear the Thunder one because I still think of him as Thunder.
Yeah. But again, like a bunch of different teams.
I think he would want to wear the Thunder one.
But
I still think he it's even part of him not wanting to go there. Draymond Green I think is a big part of it, but there's still it's so fascinating that he went there and won multiple championships, and there's still this part of him. He's like embarrassed about it.
Embarrassed.
He's legitimately embarrassed about it.
And
it's
people shit on him for it. Like
when he made the decision, he didn't leave his house for like weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He was so ashamed of himself. For doing it.
One last thing before picks. The very funny part of the Jimmy Butler story was that players on the bench, Kevin Love and guys on the bench, were being told by fans that the trade broke.
Yeah, you saw the video?
Yes.
The video is very funny.
Very funny.
Also hilarious, him being like, we fleeced them. I was like, nah, bro, you guys got fleeced.
Yeah.
I mean, they really didn't give up shit.
Yeah. And then
the Warriors gave up almost nothing.
Yeah.
The player besides Wiggins. Wiggins is the only player a real valuable asset.
Yeah. Two other quick ones. Travis Scott. Did you see that video I blogged at him getting taken out of the game? I kind of am on the security guards. So Sean tipped me off that a month before, earlier that month, he was smoking a blunt and on the mic in the same arena for a WWE event. So it's like, how do you not know who Travis Scott is? I also see the point of like, if a guy is standing in the first row or on the court, chances are he's a well-to-do season ticket holder or a celebrity. So, like, you should kind of give him a little more courtesy rather than grabbing him. But the other side of it is, all the security guard was trying to do was keep him in the lane, and Travis Scott had to wait an extra 12 seconds. Now, did he have to grab him? No, but Travis Scott was kind of a dick, like, I'm going to just do what I want here as well.
Listen, this is it's
he walked, so they're walking in a line, and he basically, I'm the security guard here. You went around
show
me
the video
to like.
If we want, I guess we can.
He went around them, and it was
like, what it is.
I know the general
the security guard is definitely not in the wrong. It's just you shouldn't grab people like that, but like. You're not supposed like not everyone knows who Travis Scott is.
I agree.
I know who he is, but like a 55-year-old white guy that's a security guard that's all his
getting paid
job
hourly, and all he's trying to do is his job.
And a lot of people are just trying to go on a court now, and that's the thing. But like obviously, it just sucks. It was Travis Scott because Travis Scott also didn't do anything wrong as well. He could have went in the lane, but like it was also during like a timeout or whatever, halftime, whatever it was. I don't think both were. I think both were right.
I thought both were wrong.
Both were wrong. So both were wrong. Both were wrong
to an extent.
And no one meant any malice.
That's what you get with celebrity interactions.
You should literally have to have as a security guard, you have to have like the list of the celebrities, and you have to know exactly where they're sitting, so you know everything.
What you get. And then one last one. I feel like this is kind of up your alley, Ev. Blog this one as well. The Names with Games podcast with Edelman, which always has great clips. Like I don't listen to the full podcast, but the clips always seem to be great. He had Bill Burr on. Bill Burr tells a story that he's doing the Inside the NFL with Phil Simms and Lawrence Taylor. And he's like, oh, my God, like Lawrence Taylor's coming. And, Phil Simms, like, that's great. So Simms is there early, and he's talking to him. He's like, yeah, you know what's great about Lawrence Taylor? He doesn't know any of the teams in the league. And Burr's like, no way. And he goes, yeah. He's like, we were on the plane one time, and he's like, we beat the R words. Sorry, we had a big win, and he goes to LT. If the R words lose, we're in first place in our division. And LT goes, who's in our division on the plane? And then, so Burr thinks this is a little bit of an act to a degree because LT hasn't confirmed it. He has no way of confirming it. It's just Phil Simms telling the story. LT shows up, and he starts telling stories. He's like, yeah, man, we're playing a game down in New Orleans, and who's that team, Phil? Who's that team? And they're like, the Saints. Like, he had no fucking clue. And Burr puts it perfectly at the end. He goes, he didn't need to be filled with any other information. The man was put on the planet to tackle people of a different color jersey, doesn't need to know their names. There's other stories I put in the blog, like he was sleeping through meetings, and they would wake him up and be like, hey, we put this in, we put that in, and he'd be like, okay, and he knew all the plays somehow still. Or they would also say, like, is that okay with you? And it's like, man, and Strahan was like, why are you asking if it's okay with him? The guy just slept through a fucking meeting. Like, do your job.
There's just some people on this earth that can literally get dropped into any situation and will be successful no matter what.
I mean, Parcells and, like, they've told stories about him, like, literally on, like, a Sunday morning, like, driving by the stadium being like, oh, shit, like Sunday, like, got a game today. I got to go play. Like, he would just show up, like, an hour before kickoff, like, with like no one would give a shit. Like Parcells, they're out, like get in there.
There was another one. He crashed his Ferrari. He was late to the game.
Yeah,
he left it on the side of the road. Like he's a lunatic. But I thought that was very funny. Limited slate in college tonight. Don't love it. I'm gonna go with the boys. Omaha -5.5. Omaha -5.5. All for 2-0 run here. Butler was easy last night. Ed, what do you got?
Big stage for the Buckeyes. Say the big game of the night. Buckeyes Maryland. We got absolutely smoked by Maryland early this year in College Park. Buckeyes are favored though, unranked at home. Give them to me, Ohio State money line. And we're on this Lakers show. I'm gonna be on the Lakers. Lakers -7.5.
That's the most Ohio State line of all time. So Ohio State -2.5. It's like Maryland's starting to get all the respect now.
Yeah.
I'm for Ohio State. I am going New Hampshire +8.5 against UMBC. They are bad. And I'm going 8.5 at home. And then there was one more game I wanted to bet. This is a bad slate
Horrible.
tonight.
Tonight's watch a program with the wife.
San Francisco +5.5 against St. Mary's.
Oh, yeah. Second place in the WCC. I did see that. I wanted to take St. Mary's, but it seems a little ratty. What do you got, Dukes?
Gonzaga -22.5. Maryland +2. I like the way they match up against Ohio State's guards. Houston -1.5. And Boston. Celtics -10. I'm also going to go hottest team in the NBA right now.
Portland Trailblazers.
Yep.
-1.
Really?
9-1 in their last 10.
10-0 against the spread.
Who do they have?
On the team?
Scoot Henderson.
Scoot Henderson,
DeAndre
Shaedon
Ayton.
Sharp, Tumani Kamara, University of Dayton.
Okay.
All NBA defense player. He's a starter for them. He's one of the best up and coming people. I think they still have Ayton.
Yeah, Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton?
Yep.
Yeah.
He landed there?
I mean, it's incredible
did.
the NBA career he's had after Nate Oates put him in a body bag in that round 64 game.
They have Anthony Simons.
Yep.
I picked Arizona to win the title that year.
Well, I mean, I didn't.
And then they got the Wizards guy.
Arizona was on
Who's the
fire.
Wizards
If you look
guy?
at that tournament, I don't know.
Yeah, but they
International
faced
Wizard guy. He's really good, I think. Denny Avdija.
Yes.
Yep.
If you look up that tournament, Arizona was on fire.
Yeah, but they faced a
late.
really good coach in round one.
They did. It was before I was in there, so I picked
Crazy.
Arizona to win it. I did know Buffalo was up and down. I did have them, like, we noted that. But Phil, what do you got?
Curse of Lucky. Give me Kyrie under 24.5 points.
Kyrie under 24.5 points. Okay. Yak is rocking now. Barstool Live later tonight.
There he is. There he is.
DraftKings promos rest of the way.
Do you want to be at the Super Bowl right now? I saw people are talking about it.
Dude. Listen.
No, I'm giving you the platform. Don't be mad at me.
Oh, that was a bad question.
Furious.
There is still the narrative out there like Rico can't change, Rico's a bitch, Rico's a crying fucking asshole, this and that.
Well, that's everybody.
I
you
let
have to
my-
also know I get that. Ev gets that. We all get the
but-
asshole.
I was on display for like they called me terrorist Terry, and like, it was lunacy.
Well, you also.
I would like my actions to display how things are. Shout out to my boy Primo's mom. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. That's the new motto.
Shout out,
So
Mr.
not
Primo.
once have I mentioned.
Let's be
You did
honest.
Final Four. You're a
What?
Final Four guy.
Yeah.
You're a Final Four guy.
I
Very much.
you,
Don't ask.
Yeah.
Don't cry. You get included in what you get included. This place is a great place. Whatever you get included in, you be happy about.
See, that
Has
answer
that hurt?
And that has been my motto through rehab for the last year and a half.
I'll say
actually
I think
actions.
Ev has sat here 5 years to tell you. Why did Mrs. Primo get through you to not us?
I don't know.
Also, I'll
Shout
say,
out Mr.
you know
Primo.
Bosco changed because if I asked that question 3 years ago, he would have walked out and my
Well,
head would
he
be
did have to
ripped
take a
off.
deep breath
He did.
before you
That's
said that.
changed, though.
Yes.
No, the
That's
deep breath
changed.
helps.
There's no crying. There's,
Fucking love
there's
this
There's
guy.
no nicknames anymore, if you notice.
What do you mean?
Like,
Oh, that's a lie.
That's a
That is
lie.
a
That's a
lie.
lie. That's a lie.
Stop that.
That's a lie.
Oh, I'm not going to sit here and lie on this program. The nicknames will never stop.
There's no nicknames.
no main.
You laughing, me saying that, it makes you change.
Couldn't even take it seriously.
There's no mainstream nicknames.
That's fair.
I'm not out there like, yeah.
You don't
Only behind people's backs.
All right, Yak's up next. We'll see you tomorrow.